today I'm going to show you how to crimp your hair like this. I barely used heat in this look. The heat is actually optional. I really achieved this look from sleeping in French braids with wet hair overnight, and this is how it turns out in the morning. I say this later on in the video, but when you first take it out, it looks like this, which means it's really, really huge, like volumized and really, really crimped and really, really tiny waves. But throughout the day, like at least 2 hours, 3 hours later, your hair starts to fall and look really, really super natural. So yeah, this is just achieved by French braiding your hair. I also teach you how to French braid. I know it's kind of hard for some people to French braid. I've always French braided my hair like pretty much as long as I can remember. I kind of just taught myself. It's not hard, guys, like don't worry about it. I will go step by step in the video, but if you can French braid, preferably 2 braids, like the pigtail braids. The one French braid works too, but then you have all the sides that aren't in the braid, and you might have a little bit more like straight pieces as opposed to more crimped pieces, because you know nothing's gonna curl unless it's actually in the braid itself. So like there's smaller sections of hair when on either side of your head when you do the 2 French braids, if that makes sense, so that there's more hair in the braid and there's more hair actually getting curled. But you can also do 1 French braid, because doing 1 French braid actually might make a little bit bigger wave, so that might be a look you're going for too. Like you can just play around with it, whatever works best for you. This hairstyle I'm sure is good on all lengths. It's probably best for long hair just because French braids are easier to do on long hair, but you can do it on short hair too, and like that crimping motion that I show you with the straightening iron, you can do on short hair and just use heat and not do French braids at all. But crimped hair is a really, really awesome look for all hair lengths. I've worn my hair like this for so long. I actually wore my hair like this on stage when I was Glinda in The Wizard of Oz. It's something a little different than just, you know, the traditional curls. It's a little bit more wild. I posted a picture on Instagram a while ago with my crimped hair, and ever since then, y'all have been asking me to do this, and I honestly kind of forgot about it. Like, that's really bad, but I did kind of forget to do a video. But then one day I was just like looking through my Instagram pictures and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to do this video for my poor subscribers that have been waiting to see how I do this look. It's just as easy as French braids. Like as long as you can do French braids, then you're good, and you should be able to after this video because it's super, super easy. Practice makes perfect. This is like straight up mermaid hair. Like if you ever wanted to take pictures with a mermaid tail, this is the hair that y'all should do. So I am going to go ahead and talk you through all of the steps. So I'm going to section off my bangs, just get them out of the way. Then I'm going to part my hair in the back, and I'm going to part it in a zigzag. This just helps when you take your hair out of the 2 braids. Eventually it blends in the back a little bit better rather than, you know, 2 distinct sides. Then I just take a little piece over to make it even, and it still makes it messy in the back. Like a messier part as opposed to just straight down. If that makes any sense. So I'm going to tie that side of my hair out of the way, and I'm going to start with the French braid. So I just take a little section of hair, and I'm going to divide it into 3 sections. You want to leave a little bit of hair on either side of what you're braiding to so that you can, you know, have a hair to incorporate into the French braid. So I'm just going to braid it once normally, and I'm going to pick up a little section of hair like this and combine it with the outer section and continue to braid. So put that over the middle section, just like that. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. So just pick up a very little section of hair and cross it over the middle, and you know, you just repeat this process. And so this is how you French braid, and this, once you get the hang of this and like the coordination of your hands, everything's gonna come so easily for you. So I'm just continuously picking up sections, and you want to keep your hair untangled if you can. So like I run my hand all the way down to separate this section like that, like I just did. So don't take sections from the front of your hair. Actually take your finger and part it all the way back to the braid like that, and that gets more hair in the braid, you know, when you take it out. Because the goal of this is you just want the most hair you can get in the braid, like, because the more hair that's in the braid, the more sections that are going to be curled. So yeah, so just keep that in mind when you're picking up sections. There's actually a strategy to picking up the sections, so just make sure that you get as much hair in the braid as possible, whatever that takes. So once I get to my neck, I'm picking up that last section. I'm going to braid it all the way down till, and I'm gonna leave a section loose at the end there because we're gonna manually crimp that when it's dry the next day. So I just pin my bangs out of the way again, and I'm going to start on the other side. So the other side is the same thing. If you have a side part like me, then there's gonna be probably less hair to work with on this side. So you might actually want to pick up thicker sections on your, this only applies if you have a side part, but actually you want to pick up thicker sections so that it kind of matches the size of the braid on the other side, if that makes sense. All of this just are tips to make it look as natural as possible. I'm still using my finger to go all the way back from the front to the middle though, because that really is the secret to getting all of the hair in the see. I'm going from the front to the back, or from the front to the braid. That's really the secret to getting all of the hair in the braid. So I'm just going to braid it all the way down to my neck. And once I get to my neck, I'm just going to braid my hair all the way down and again leave a little section at the end. So before I actually take the braids out, I'm going to go ahead and manually crimp my bangs because they're already divided. It looks more natural when I crimp my bangs because sometimes, especially when I used to have shorter bangs, then it would be crazy or the crimps would be too tiny. So when I manually, like I'm gonna use a straightener, I'm gonna show you in a minute. When I crimp my own bangs, it makes them look a little bit more natural and the waves are a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and crimp my bangs. This doesn't take long at all because it's a very small section. So I just take one from the top. It's this kind of motion on the straightener. So obviously this is already heated up. So we're just gonna go back and forth. And you don't have to hold it long at all in the positions. And there we go. It's helpful to hold this strand of hair as you're doing the crimping because it helps guide the hair. Alright, now that this part's super crazy, I'm going to go ahead and take out the braids. So when you first take it out, it's obviously crazy. Like, this hairstyle doesn't start to look good until like 2 or 3 hours after it falls. So keep that in mind if you're gonna, use this for an event or something, then you might want to take it out like not right before you go because it looks even more natural once it falls a little bit. I'll insert a picture here of me like a little later on in the day and you'll see what I mean. Right now it's just like huge. It's really, really beautiful, but it's really, really big, and some people don't really like their hair quite this big. I like it a little more natural. But okay, as you can see, besides the big part, the ends aren't crimped either. And obviously, like when you braid your hair, just everyone kind of knows this, that it gets thick and then it gets really thin at the end of every braid. So that's the same like when you French braid like we did here. When you French braid, then it starts to get really thin. The thinner you get, it looks like it starts to get frizzy at the end when it's braided. So I also like to manually crimp the ends too. I just take like little sections like this, and it doesn't matter that it goes in the same direction, and I'm just gonna do that same crimping motion. It just helps to make the hair a little bit more natural. See the difference? So that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this look. I'm so sorry it's taken me so long to do it for those of you that have requested it on my Instagram picture like forever ago. Like it was literally probably one of the first pictures of summer on my Instagram. Like it was so long ago. But anyway, here it is. Don't worry if you can't get the French braid first or second try. Practice seriously makes perfect, so just keep doing it, and one day you'll get it, and one day you'll be able to crimp your hair if you can't on the first try, so don't worry. My mom can barely French braid hair, so like, don't worry about it. But yeah, this look is really great to kind of change up hairstyles a little bit and not have the traditional curls, maybe show up to school with crimped hair one day, and it's really, really fast. Like once you get that French braiding down, it's super quick. Like this is such an easy hairstyle to do, especially if you don't use heat. Then all you have to do in the morning is take your hair out of the French braids and you have crimped hair. People at school will be like, oh my gosh, how long did that take you? And you'll just be like, literally 5 minutes and I slept in it. Like, it's just that easy. So I hope y'all enjoy. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram so you can see more hairstyles that I do on there and you can request more things. And I'll actually follow through and maybe do them a little sooner this time. Follow me on Twitter if you like quotes. Like my Facebook page. All of those, especially my Instagram, will just have pictures of my daily life, friends, family, and just status updates of like upcoming videos and all that stuff. So if you want to keep in touch, then follow me on those. I think that is all. I really hope you guys enjoyed this look. Hope you try it out. And if you try it out, then be sure to tag me in your pictures on Instagram. I love seeing your pictures. It makes my day. I love y'all very much. I hope you have an awesome day and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.